Hey guys, welcome to Superlative Radio. Dylan Stone here with you. Hope you enjoy the following vlog.
Hey guys, welcome to another vlog here on Superlative Radio. Today I want to talk a little bit about something I mentioned on Let's Talk in my second or third episode of season 2. And I had been mentioning to Dylan about how when you introduce somebody new to something and they're watching it for the first time and they've never seen it, how kind of I enjoy myself personally watching somebody watch whatever it is and seeing how they react to it. So this kind of plays into what my vlog is about. I have a friend that I've introduced a number of things to, and recently, her name is Kim, and well, Kim's probably a little bit more than just a friend, but the fact is I introduced her to several things, and she's been very gracious about watching them and getting to know them, and just because I have an interest in them, and she's been wanting to get to know them too. As you guys out there, if you've been watching for any length of time, you guys know that I'm a big Transformers fan, as evidenced by my Generation 1 Jazz t-shirt that I'm wearing today. So, she said, well, I'd like to watch a few of the cartoons. And I was like, really? And she was like, yes, yeah. So I introduced her to the cartoons, and because she knows that I like them. And yeah, they're from the 80s. They're goofy, they're silly, they're funny, whatever. But, she took the time to show an interest in something that I was interested in. Anyway, the other night we were watching TV. I put on, there's a documentary series on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us. And one of them happens to be on the Transformers. I put that on without thinking because she has never seen this far into the series other than like some of the episodes of the first season. Of course, they start talking about how in the 1986 Transformers movie, they just basically up and slaughter everybody, like Optimus Prime, Prowl, Ironhide, Starscream. Like, people are just getting mowed down left, right, and center in extremely violent manners. Her reaction to this was priceless, because she was just like in complete shock. She's like, they didn't really do that, did they? And I'm like, oh yeah, wait till you see the movie. She's like, no, really, they didn't. I'm like, yeah, they killed him. And I'm like, yeah, they kill everybody. They kill them all. And she said, in a children's movie. And I said, yes. She said, who does that in a children's movie? And it got me to thinking. I remember when the Transformers movie in 1986 came out, I was 10 years old. The movie had come out, I don't know, I think it was in like July or August. So I had just turned 10. And I remember going to see it with my dad. He took me to see it. And of course, as the movie starts, I'm explaining to my dad who all the different Transformers are and whatever. And then, of course, it gets to the scene on the shuttle. And for those of you that have never seen the movie, which you really should, the Decepticons attack the shuttle, they come onto it, and they just slaughter the 4 Autobots on the shuttle, consisting of Brawn, Ironhide, Prowl, and Ratchet. And I remember the reaction. It's funny because, I'm 44 now, and I remember the reaction 34 years ago of everybody in that theater. They were just in complete and utter shock. And then another, 15 minutes into the movie, they kill Optimus Prime. And Optimus Prime was the main character of the entire series. He was the leader of the Autobots. He was everything that children looked up to and liked, and they just kill him off. And I can remember there were people who actually got up and left the theater. There were kids that started crying. I mean, it was a mess. Of course, once the internet came around in the late 90s, it got to the point where people were talking about it online, and it realized that all over this had happened. Well, apparently Hasbro got something like 100,000 or 1 million letters or something about killing Optimus Prime, and so they decided to bring him back. Now, it's funny because, when you look back and you think that was a children's cartoon that they decided to make into a movie, and they violently killed off pretty much the whole cast of the originals. When she said that to me, she's like, in a children's, and I'm like, yeah. And I thought, really, when you think about it, who was in charge of this movie, now, I mean, I know who was, but who was in charge of the brand at the time that thought, yeah, let's just let them kill everybody off? You know, you're looking at something that's for kids, and at the same time, you just kill everybody off. Now, this, of course, affected the G.I. Joe movie, which came out not long after. They were going to kill Duke in it. And as everybody knows from watching the original G.I. Joe cartoon, Duke was the main character. He was like the field commander of the G.I. Joe team. So they were going to kill him off. And of course, when the backlash hit from the Transformers movie, and they got all these 100,000 or million letters or whatever it was they got from angry parents, they rewrote the ending of that to say that he actually pulled through his operation and survived. But the original plan was to kill him off. And that's a human character, not even a robot that you can go, well, okay, we killed them because they were robots. This was a human character. And again, a children's movie. So you gotta wonder, like, this is back in the 80s, and now, I mean, you don't usually see that kind of stuff today. And I often wonder now, is that part of the reason? Is it because that we don't think children can deal with it, or they can't handle it, or whatever? Death tends to be a very real part of life. I mean, we all are going to experience it at some point. We're all going to end up dead. As, you know, uncomfortable of a thought that may be, we all have to cope with it at some point. We all have to deal with it, whether it be the loss of our parents, a friend, a colleague, another relative, your grandparents. At some point, somebody will die in your life and you have to cope with that. So was this their way of trying to get that message across to children? I gotta wonder, because it was a strange way, I thought, to go about it. Even at the time, I remember I couldn't believe that they'd done it. So I look back now as an adult and I think, that's really, really harsh. You know, and I think, would I show my son something like that? You know, and the more I think about it, I think, well, even though they're just robots, I don't think I would. And I don't know if that's from some, I don't know, some fostering way of trying to protect him, or what. I really don't know. I just know that when you think about it, this was like one of the largest brands in the 1980s. I mean, because there was G.I. Joe, there was He-Man, and those were really like the big brands in the 80s for boys. And I can just remember thinking how the Transformers never really recovered from it. G.I. Joe continued on because they didn't. And I wonder, you know, how it would have changed things if they had done it a little differently. And wonder, you know, do you really think that killing children's characters in, you know, an animated feature is really a good idea? Anyway, I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on it. So if you got an idea or comment on it, you know, maybe you've seen the movie and you know what I'm talking about, or if you've seen another movie where they've done something like this, then comment below. Let us know. And because I'd really like to hear what you guys think. Would you show your kids a movie like that today or not? That's my vlog for the day. Catch you guys on the next one, right here on Superlative Radio.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Superlative Radio. Come back anytime, and when you do, please make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a comment. We really want to know what you think. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, because that's the way it's supposed to be.